Hey YouTuber, this your boy G coming back to you from the 432, and in this video we're going to continue reviewing the Saiyan saga by going over the arrival of the Saiyans and where exactly everyone is at after 1 year of training. Because in last week's video we left off with the Z Fighters going through their special training with their own specific teachers, where we had Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, and Chaozu training with Kami and Mr. Popo over at Korin Tower, Goku training with King Kai in the other world, and my personal favorite, Gohan training with his father's rival, Piccolo. All while the Saiyans were making their way towards planet Earth to obtain the 7 mystical Dragon Balls and wish for immortality so that they can fight and rule the universe forever. So really quick, if you haven't seen Dragon Ball Z, go ahead and stop or keep watching because there will be spoilers in this information. With only 1 day left until the Saiyans arrive, we see Goku finally complete his training with King Kai, where he also receives his new pair of clothing with Master Roshi's turtle hermit symbol in the front and King Kai's symbol in the back. Pretty neat if you ask me. But this gave Goku the green light to tell Master Roshi to summon the eternal dragon Shenron and finally wish him back to life, which they did, only there was one small, tiny little problem. Goku needs to return to the check-in station in order for Kami to teleport him back to Earth. But it's going to take him more than 1.5 days to 2 days to get there, traveling back on Snake Way. So while Goku desperately travels back up Snake Way towards the check-in station, back on Earth at exactly 11:43 a.m., we see Vegeta and Nappa finally arrive on planet Earth, giving us our first glimpses at the Z Fighters who spent the entire year preparing for this exact day. And folks, they cannot believe the energy coming from both Nappa and Vegeta, where we then see Piccolo and Gohan stand their ground and prepare for the fight of their lives. Because Piccolo knows damn well that Nappa and Vegeta will use their scouters to pinpoint their exact location. But just before the Saiyans can arrive on the battlefield, we see Krillin come in to help fight as well. Folks, I freaking love this scene because Piccolo gives Krillin credit for his notable increase in power, and not to mention that this is the first time Krillin and Gohan had a real conversation.
Hey, you grew up with my dad, didn't you? He said guys thought you couldn't fight because you were so short.
Short, huh? Actually, we were the same size. But then, he kept growing and I stopped. By the way, are you alright? No one's ever trained with Piccolo before.
It wasn't that bad. Once you get used to him, he's great.
So nostalgic, ladies and gentlemen. I get really sad and happy at the same time because Krillin, Goku, and even Piccolo are not necessarily competing against each other anymore. They now have become leaders who must help defend the Earth together. So a huge shout out to Akira Toriyama, Toei Animations, and even Funimation for creating a story as well as an anime with such unusual chemistry and throwbacks. It's a series that I highly recommend everybody to watch, even if it's not the in-house Funimation dub version. Although I do encourage you to do so, but at the end of the day, everybody's different, so it's up to you to choose what version you want to watch it in. And if you like reading, they do have mangas, because as a matter of fact, the mangas are still going on with the Dragon Ball Super and the Granola arc. Definitely worth checking out. But Piccolo quickly interrupts Krillin and Gohan because he noticed both Nappa and Vegeta hovering and watching over them. And folks, I just want to say, once these guys landed on the ground, Piccolo said the most realest thing ever.
I'm only gonna say this once. Leave this planet! This is your first and last chance to get out of this alive.
Oh, my man. Piccolo's a straight G. Definitely Cobra Kai material, my friends. But as Vegeta acknowledges Piccolo's voice from a year ago, Nappa goes on to point out that Piccolo is from the planet Namek, which absolutely stuns Piccolo but quickly brushes it aside and tells them that the Earth is his planet now, and no one is going to tell him what to do with it. Another badass moment for my boy Piccolo, officially earning his spot as a Z Fighter. Beautiful, ladies and gentlemen, just beautiful. As Nappa begins to read their power levels, Vegeta warns him that the scouters will be giving him false readings after realizing that the Z Fighters can suppress and raise their power levels at will, leading them to plant and grow henchmen from the very ground known as the Saibamen. just to have a little fun and see how strong our heroes really are. Only just before they begin fighting, we are joined by Tien and Chaozu, who look very much ready to throw some hands. And last but not least, Yamcha comes in at the last second to aid the Z Fighters as well. Once again, another freaking badass moment, ladies and gentlemen, because here we have 3 of Goku's former enemies from Dragon Ball, who are now bonding together with Goku's best friend Krillin and his son Gohan. Amazing, just amazing once again. We're back on Snake Way. We see Goku flying at full speed, trying his best to make it back in time to the check-in station. We're back on Earth. We get treated with an old school tournament style fight, with Tien Shenhan being the first one to take down a Saibaman, which Vegeta did not appreciate. Next up was originally supposed to be Krillin, but Yamcha stepped in instead, where he showcased some pretty cool moves along with the Kamehameha wave, but quickly got too cocky and let his guard down, which let the Saibaman grab a hold of him and self-destruct with the Kamikaze, leaving everyone in shock, especially Krillin, because he somewhat feels guilty for his friend's death. So he tells everyone to back off and demands to take on the 5 Saibamen himself, which indeed he does, showcasing the scattered Kamehameha wave for the very first time, and absolutely disintegrates the Saibamen, all except one who manages to hide, where it tries to attack Gohan while everyone was distracted, but was quickly intercepted by Piccolo, who finally destroys the last Saibaman with a blast of his own, leaving our heroes face to face against Nappa and Vegeta once again. I'm going to end part 5 of the Saiyan Saga review here, because I'm going to be uploading a reaction video to the fight between the Z Fighters and Nappa, since he will be the one to fight everybody first. And with Goku still making his way back to the check-in station, it leaves our heroes back on Earth to try and defeat the Saiyans, or at least hold them off until Goku arrives. Intense, ladies and gentlemen. Things are definitely about to heat up. But for the meantime, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you're new to this channel, you can hit like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for the next video. Until then, peace, love, and hair grease, my friends. This your boy G. I'm out.